Hello everyone! In this video we're going to be decorating an apartment for a photographer and their family, and it's actually going to be inspired by the new Cozy Kitsch Kit as well as a colorful retro style. And it's also one of these two-level apartments here in Myshuno. It's 701 ZenView, and I was really excited to be working on one of these. I have never done a video using one of these apartments, and I wanted to have the photography studio on the lower level, and then on the top floor there's going to be the whole actual living space. So now I just did the floor plan of the downstairs. There's going to be like a small sitting area and an entryway and a bathroom that's going to be separating that part that it's going to have a desk from the photography studio. That's also going to have a vanity and some clothes and stuff. And then there's these stairs that I'm using that I wanted to be sort of industrial, so I am using an industrial railing, and then we're just pulling up all of these items from the Cozy Kitsch Kit as well as some others from Bowling Night actually. So I am going to be using some lights from there, the clock. I was very excited to be using more of that pack, which I think is really cute as well. And I'm going to be using Myshuno windows as well as some windows from Lovestruck because they actually match pretty well, but the Lovestruck windows are much smaller. And I was just very excited to be able to have this whole apartment have this vibe that I am very much a fan of. And I think that this living room that is going to have like gallery walls, and one of those walls is going to have the frame TV. I think that's just so fun. I love this style. I have already done an apartment using this kit, but I was more leaning into a pastel kind of vibe, and this was also very cute. It was a much smaller apartment and it was for a single sim. This one is for a family, and that's actually inspired by the step stool, which is actually a side table that comes with this pack. But I really wanted them to have a toddler and to have that step stool to be used so that the toddler could wash their hands and maybe have access to some of the other spaces of the apartment. And I thought that was just really cute, so that's also why there's 2 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. One actual full bathroom with a shower and a bathtub. But I really wanted there to be a more normal bathroom downstairs, just very simple, and so that nobody would have to go up the stairs to the actual living area if they were here for photos. And then I just wanted to have a big bathroom and a half bathroom, mainly because I really wanted to include that step stool next to the sink as well as a toddler potty. But I shouldn't be talking about that now because we're working on the dining room. I'm using this table from the Party Essentials kit, which also has a few mid-century inspired pieces, and I don't think I had used this table yet, so I was very happy to see that it had a brown and yellow swatch, which went great with all of these other items, and the chairs from the new kit. And in the kitchen we're using these counters from Home Chef Hustle. They have this very cool red swatch that matches pretty much perfectly. And I liked that the kitchen wraps around this corner, which was a bit awkward next to the stairs. And I was able to have a coffee nook in there, and I also really wanted to have these frames. They are like digital photo frames, so you could display so many pictures in this apartment. And by the way, if you would like to download this build, it is going to be on the gallery, but I'm going to be uploading each of these rooms separately because I was having some issues with it, especially because it's a 2-level apartment. So I'm going to have all of those, and they're going to be under the same hashtag, which should be on screen right now, and I will also have links to every one of these rooms in the description of the video, and I'm actually fine with that because I really loved each of these rooms. And then on the other side we're using this fridge from the Country Kitchen Kit. It has a lovely yellow color, and this stove is from Snow Escape. It has pretty much the same green that the couch and some of the other items have. And I wasn't sure which range hood I wanted to include, and then I found this one, which is actually from the base game, but it has some updated swatches. So I thought that this kind of yellowish gold color was pretty good for this space, and then I just added some clutter on top of the fridge. I included some pet treats, and I don't know if there's a cat or a dog in here. I did include a litter box in the balcony, and a pet bed and that kind of thing. There's also a bathtub, so that's also going to be useful for the toddler. I also included one of those toddler chairs. I forgot what they're called. High chairs, I think. They are very annoying, but it looks kind of cute and the colors fit this space. And it was a nice way of using that kind of long hallway with a desk. The desk is from Snow Escape and it has a very nice size, so I felt that it looked great in there. I also added the new sketch pad that we got from the Artist Studio kit in there, just because I was thinking that these themes could probably be pretty creative, and maybe one of them is more of an illustrator. I was also very happy to see that the chair that I added on that corner, it's from Dream Home Decorator and it has a perfect red that went with this stuff. And I actually do move those candles outside because I was thinking that maybe the toddler shouldn't have such easy access to candles. And I was very happy to have included the Party Essentials kit record player and that Cozy Bistro poster. It has the exact colors that I was using everywhere. It has that beautiful yellow and green, which was such an inspiration for this space. And yeah, that just made me very happy. I really wanted to have all of the colors that these paintings from the new kit had. And I also included these magazines. They are interior design magazines and they have a swatch that was pretty close to what I was using. And I also really love that in the bathroom I am using this yellow wallpaper with some tile, and the tile on the floor that's from Lovestruck, and I love that it had like the white grout in between the tile. I thought that was very cool and retro. And this is going to be the toddler's room. It's such a cute room. I was very excited to be using this toddler bed from Eco Lifestyle. I can't remember if I have used it in one of my builds, at least for videos. And I love that it had this swatch that has the yellow and the red, and so I was just very inspired by that. I wanted this to be a very happy space, so the changing table and the toy box are also like yellow and orange. I also wanted to have a fun height chart. There's a big cat plushie that is also orange, and I am using this dresser also from Eco Lifestyle, but I decided to merge it with this Pastel Pop Kit bookcase, which I felt looked really cute. And since all of those books were covered, I added some books from Cottage Living. I also thought that it was a bit weird that some of this glitter was like vases and things that looked like they could break, so I decided to hide those behind some toys. So I am using these beautiful plushies. I am also using a nightlight, and I thought that it was really cute to have the swatch that has this abstract painting on top of it, so that looked like it could be in a child's room. And I also wanted to also have a piggy bank or a unicorn bank. Maybe that's something that the child is not using right now, so that's why it's so high up, but the parents probably wanted to buy that when they saw it, so that's why it's there. And now in this bathroom, I am very excited about this bathroom. I thought that I did some things that were pretty creative in here. I actually really love decorating bathrooms. I know that not everybody does, but I remember that the Pastel Pop Kit has these beautiful side tables that have like tile on them, and I decided to merge it with this divider from Moschino. I am using this divider also next to the stairs. I just thought that it was fun. And I like this swatch with the dots because it gives a bit of privacy, and also it looks like those dots that you will see in old comic books, so maybe from the 50s and the 60s. And I decided to add that step stool in the other bathroom because I wanted to make sure that there was enough space in here for everything that I wanted to include, especially because these side tables are very bulky, but they actually fit exactly with the tile that is on the floor. And I'm also using this beautiful rug from high school years. I think that it also looks pretty retro. It has all of the right colors, and these side tables were clipping a bit, so I decided to include this tray from the bathroom clutter kit. I use so much of that kit, so yeah, there's a bunch of kits in this space. But I really liked that I was able to hide most of the clipping with that, and there's also kind of an indent in these tables, so I was also able to fit the toilet paper in there. And there's a small ledge here on the other side, so I just added some soap and shampoo bottles, and I have no idea what I was saying because it started raining, so I hope I am not repeating myself too much in this part of the video. But this bathtub is from Life and Death, and it's a very antique looking bathtub and sometimes very like modern and luxurious in some other swatches, so not really like retro, which was the style that I was going for in the rest of this apartment. But in this all black swatch I felt that it was perfect, and I'm just adding some more soap bottles and a toothbrush and everything to this other shelf here above the toilet. That shelf is also new with the kit. And I just added a hand towel as well as some other towels and this very cute light switch. I also wanted to have a door because it felt like that wall was super long, and here on the other side I also felt that it was also going to be a difficult wall to decorate, especially since the other side of it has the door and I had a mirror into that side, so it was fine, especially since I added some curtains to that door. But this other wall was going to be just like a very blue nothingness. So I decided to do that and it really helped. I also added some more light switches in between those doors and this very large frame gallery wall so that you can have even more photos in this apartment. And I really liked that I used different side tables. I used a small one from Bowling Night and one from Tiny Living. I also added this floor lamp from the Book Nook kit and it fit perfectly because this table was so small. And I also decided to add 2 of these new rug so that I could make it into a bit of a different pattern. And I thought that it looked really cute, especially since it had that pink that this bed from Dream Home Decorator has. And I found a very similar pink here in this couch and wall art, and I also really liked adding a small ottoman that is new also. I also added one of those into the child's bedroom as a side table, and I just think that it's really cute. Maybe the child could read on that, and I think that a toddler would look super cute sitting on it. And I just added another one of those in this section because I felt that there was too much space between the bed and the other wall, and a pet bed as well. And now we're adding that toddler potty as well as making sure that this step stool looks like it's a good height for a toddler. I think I sized it down so that it would look exactly the way I wanted to. I think that's a nice piece that you could also have in kitchens, for example, if you had like very high cabinets. But it also looks perfect for a toddler. I was really happy with that. It also has the same color as the toddler potty, and the artwork is from the new kit as well as from the Book Nook kit, and I thought it was really cute. I decided to have the walls just be white in here, and I think that made it look so nice and bold. I also included this floor lamp from my first pet stuff. It's a cat lamp, and I just thought that it was such an interesting space. It's just, I think that these people really like bold colors and shapes, and that's why I also tried to have a sort of fun linoleum here in the downstairs, but I decided that I wanted to have this more plain retro one, also from Bowling Night. And I also think that the light that I was using from the back here next to these windows was perfect because of the shape of them. And I think that it was fun to have the sitting area on a diagonal so that I could have the windows be even more of a statement. And I am using the new coffee table. I also wanted to have a record player, and I discovered that this green swatch that comes with the new pack is pretty close to this other swatch on this chair from Growing Together, so I thought that was fun. That's also a very retro looking chair, and I decided to add this Moschino rug in front of the door, as well as some magazines and this mirror that is also a very bold piece. I really liked having the fake fireplace and some more of those bookcases in that entryway. I felt that it looked very nice for storage. I also decided to have some more vinyl here in the downstairs so that it looked like you wouldn't have to go upstairs and downstairs just to change the music. I think that vinyl is probably not the best to have if you're working, since you have to be flipping the discs all the time and changing them all the time, maybe every 20 minutes, so it's probably not the most practical, but it sure is it's very cute. I really love vinyl. But yeah, here we have like a storage space for cameras, and I also wanted to have some sort of storage space for some clothes, so I am using that clothes rack from Myshuno and the tripod, the lights, and the backdrops from that bag. I thought it was cool to have two different kinds of backdrops, so this one that is like a paper backdrop and one that was digital. I thought that would give you some options if you were playing with the fashion photographer career. And here in this corner I added the desk and the vanity. I added chairs from Life and Death to those, and they have that same green that I was using everywhere, as well as the gold, so I thought that they were perfect. And then I just added a bunch of makeup and other like things so that you could get ready for the photo shoot into this space. I also added a small dresser from Tiny Living next to it because it felt like this corner was a bit strange, because then a bit later I added a curtain and it just looked kind of blank, so it kind of bothered me because I wanted to have a lot of makeup and different like supplies for that, and I felt like this wasn't enough for it to be realistic. Of course, I don't really know much about fashion photography. I took a photography class in university, but it wasn't this kind of photography, so I was just thinking what would look realistic, even if it might not necessarily be realistic. But I included some more frames, as well as some framed magazine covers and spreads, because I was thinking that these people probably took all of those pictures, and I wanted this desk to look like it was also used to edit those photos, so I included the digital tablet in there. And I also really liked adding the lamp from Bowling Night in here, as well as a telephone and these candles. I was thinking that probably the telephone was just probably something that they got at the flea market or something, and I didn't show it, but I added a cell phone in one of the desks just to really show that this was a modern day apartment. These people just really love like retro stuff. And then I just added some more light switches. I also included the thermostat next to them, but I didn't show it because I was already working on the upstairs by then. And I also didn't really show this bathroom, just adding this corner shelf, because I thought that it made it different enough to the other bathrooms, but the sink and the toilet were really the same, so yeah. I just cut most of that out, and now we're here on the balcony. I added those candles in here because I thought that they would be safer for the toddler to have them be on a higher surface. I am using this new table. I didn't want to use it inside because it was a bit too big for the space, but here in the outside it's perfect. I am using chairs from City Living. I think those are so cute with the table. These colors are perfect together, and I just added some more plants, a grill, some wind chimes, and I wanted to also have this other table from Pastel Pop, just so that there was a space for the dog to have, or the cat, maybe you have both, I don't know, but so that there would be a space for toys. And I wanted to include some more plants in here. I also have some planters, and I made sure to have a pitcher so that you could have some water from there, and I actually added a few potato chips and stuff, so you will see those in the screenshots. And then I just wanted to have a kiddie pool, some more seating, and another pet bed, and that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you have any suggestions for other videos that you would like to see, I would love to read them in the comments. But yeah, I'm just adding some more light switches in this space, just to make sure that everything was more realistic. I hope you enjoyed the screenshots, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye everyone!